Hey, Coach, man, what time is it?
Oh, Slim, you know what time it is. 6 o'clock, straight up and down. It's HomeSpun Sports with Coach John Montgomery. Sports talk with a twist of down-home wisdom. Hey, welcome. Welcome. We are so glad that you have joined us once more. And again, you have tuned in to HomeSpun Sports. It's sports talk with just a little twist of down-home wisdom. I am John W. Montgomery II. My kinfolk back up at Southeast Oklahoma, call me John too. But my kinfolks, the producer, the man behind the glass, way up there in Dale City, Oklahoma. What's up, dog? What's up, Slim? What's up, Slim?
Coach, I can't call it, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, Slim, I'm so excited about episode number 16, Slim. Man, you know what, man? It's basketball season. And, man, you know, a lot of things going on in the NBA. And we are so fortunate tonight to have a very special guest who will know the pulse of what's going on in the National Basketball League. Two-time NBA champion. He's just a first-class guy. I mean, I go all the way back to 1981 with this brother, and let me tell you one thing. He is a first-class guy, straight up and down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please make welcome my shoulder partner for back in the day, Cliff Livingston.
Oh man, that's first class introduction, man. Hey, you make me feel like a real champ.
You know that's how we do it, Coach. That's how we do it, man.
Man, Cliff, man. Hey, Slim. So this is 1981. I'm at Wichita State University, coaching for Willie Jeffries. And basketball carried the athletic program. Okay. Basketball at Wichita State when I was there in the early 80s. And as Cliff will well attest, was big business. Yeah. I mean, you had Cliff, you had Antoine Carr, you had
Jones, Randy Smithson.
Yes, sir.
Mike Jones.
Xavier McDaniel.
Yeah, the X-Man. Yep.
The X-Man. Oh, yeah. And Slim. Now, you know what? Think about coaching. It's a people business.
Yes.
And the relationships that you form over the years. And Cliff, you can well attest to that. So Slim, Henry Levitt Arena, they called it the Roundhouse. Okay. It housed the football offices, it housed the basketball offices, and it's where the Wichita State Shockers played basketball.
Okay.
So one day I come out of my office and I come into the arena and I sit down in the bleachers overlooking the floor. And I hear this melodious noise. I mean, I had never heard nothing like that in my life. The music, the singing. Mildred, I had never heard that in my life. Anything that sounded so sweet. And it was back in them days, now, y'all had the ghetto blaster.
Big, you know it, the big box, the big ghetto blasting box.
and Cliff's ghetto blaster was probably about 4 feet long.
It was long.
It was big. But he had some serious speakers on that rascal, and it was jamming. And I'm sitting there, man, tapping my foot and snapping my fingers, and I'm like, man, I said, Cliff, I said, who is that? What is that? And he looks at me and goes, oh, Coach, you ain't hip to that. That's the latest. That's Luther Vandross.
What?
first time I ever heard "Never Too Much," which was his.
Yes, that was a signature song right there.
Yeah.
That was his first release.
Yes.
And then Cliff, guy played lights out. First round pick, right, Cliff? The what
Yes,
pick
sir.
in the first round?
Ninth player pick.
Ninth player pick in the first round. So Slim, he signed his big contract. Now you didn't think I remember this, Cliff. He signed his big contract with Jordache Attire.
Yep.
Jordache Attire.
Sure did.
So he came to, I'm sitting up in the office one day, the doors open in my office, and I look up, he's standing in the doorway, and I said, "What's up, Cliff, man? Congratulations, you going to the Atlanta Hawks, man." So
no, it was Detroit Pistons.
you went to the Pistons.
Oh, he was a Piston.
Yeah.
Okay, a bad boy.
Pistons, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I remember the most about that time, Cliff, you had this suit, this nice leather bag over your shoulder, and you just reached in that leather bag and pulled out this pair of Jordache bell bottoms. They were olive green. You said, "Coach, you about 36 in the waist?" I go, yeah, bro. You go, "Yeah." Oh, man.
He said he's about 36.
Hey, you reaching back in some memories right there, Coach.
I never forgot that, Cliff, man.
Reaching back and get some memories right there.
I never forgot that, man. But I tell you what, I'm encouraged because, Cliff, I know now God saw this time then.
Had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw this time then, man. Yeah, ain't no question.
Cliff, let me just talk about your experience, your journey thus far. San Diego, California to Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that transition. How did we get there?
Well, first, it was a lot of talking and a lot of persuading. I really didn't want to be in California. I had USC, UCLA, Berkeley. I had all the California schools, San Diego State, which is right in my backyard. I had all the schools trying to get me to stay in California. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to be in California. I wanted to be out of California. And it came down to Marquette, Minnesota, Arizona, UNLV, and Wichita State. And then the final two was Wichita State and UNLV. And then I chose UNLV, but my mother chose Wichita State, so that's where I ended up going, Wichita State.
So Cliff, man,
you know they say mother knows what's best. So
mother always knows what's best.
But Cliff, in that time in the old Missouri Valley, man, Cliff, you had that boy Lewis Lloyd at Drake,
Black Magic.
You had Maurice Cheeks at West Texas State.
You had Mo.
I didn't play against Maurice. We had Mitchell Wiggins and David Thurkill at Bradley.
Okay.
We had Creighton had what's the big boy? Donald. What's the big fella's name? Had him at Creighton. We had Pop Wright at I think what in Illinois State. No. Pop Wright was. I'm trying to remember what Pop Wright was. But it was a war every night. Every night you played, we had competition at that 3 and that 4 spot every night we played. I don't care who we played. We had a dogfight, and that's one thing I loved about the Valley back in the day. It was we called it the Valley of Death because we had Tulsa, we had Cliff,
and that's right. Hey, Nolan Richardson, with the polka dot ties.
Polka dot ties and the short sleeve shirts, and his arms were like this, was this tight. And he's like,
he all buffed up.
He was scary. He was scary.
Yeah.
But it was back in the day. I mean, when I say that the conference was so tight and so tough, it was if you were put it to today's standard, it would be probably the top conference in the top 3 conferences in the United States.
Oh man,
it was tough coming out of the Missouri Valley Conference.
It was, man, and of course prior to that, and I know this was a little before your time. They had a guy at Indiana State playing for the Sycamores. Dude could fill it up by the name of Larry Bird.
Yes, indeed. And you know who played against him was Cheese Johnson, Lindbergh Johnson. When I came to Wichita State, I was always compared to Cheese, and I had big shoes to fill with cheese. It was always cheese. I said, man, I got to change this cheese name to Cliff. So, when I got there, it was that's when I got there. We helped put Wichita State on the map.
Oh, man. No question. There's no question about that.
We did a hell of a job.
Ain't no question. You and Antoine Carr put Wichita State basketball on the map. There ain't no question about that. And we'll tell you something, and I know you're well aware of it, but just for our audience to know, I never will forget it. You mentioned Jeff Jones,
yes,
who did the recruiting. Okay,
yeah, he recruited him. Jeff Jones was my recruiter. He like I said, he told me some stories, and he sold me on Wichita State. Hey, like I said, when I say he was a snake oil salesman, he gonna get venom out of a snake after he bit himself.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you what, Glenn, we at the airport in Wichita going to recruiting football players. And we look out the window and we see Jeff Jones getting on the private jet to go recruiting. I'm flying United and Braniff and Southwest Airlines, and Jeff Jones recruited Wichita State in the private jet.
Because he came to visit me in a private jet, and it took me when we took him back to the airport. It's like, this is how we travel. I'm like, oh man, that was impressive.
Ain't no question. And Cliff, to that end, I never will forget the day Jeff Jones came to Coach Jeffrey's office, and he said, "Coach, I got to talk to you for a minute." He said, "It's two kids that we like. One of them we got a shot at. The other one we probably ain't gonna get." He said, "Now both of them big time. Both of them big time, can go a lot of places." He said, "But one of them, I just don't think we gonna get him, but the other we will get if you make a call for us." He's at AC Floral High School in Columbia, South Carolina. Say, "Coach, and you made your name at South Carolina State. Coach Jeffries, a call from you to this boy's mom and daddy, and we'll get this kid." Said the kid's name is Xavier McDaniel. And that's how the X-Man became a shocker. Now, Cliff, you know who the other one was, right?
Tyrone Corbin.
There you go.
The story is really, Jeff was going down to look at Tyrone Corbin.
Yep. Okay.
And so he looked at Tyrone Corbin, and he was trying to get Tyrone Corbin, but X stuck out in his mind because of what X was doing on the floor.
Yeah.
And like I said, X is 2 years younger than I am. I mean, you're young. He's 2 years. Yeah, 2 years younger than I am. No, 1 year younger than I am. Okay. And so when Coach Jones went down there, he was like, "Man, this kid can play, boy. He's a high flyer. He's athletic, but he's still learning the game." But Tyrone Corbin is a polished player.
Yep.
And end up going to, I think, DePaul.
He ended up going to DePaul.
Oh, and then so when he signed to go to DePaul, that's when he worked on Xavier, and that's how we got Xavier, because Tyrone Corbin went away, which was the best thing we could have done.
No question. Hey, now, Cliff, you mentioned you almost thought about going to play for Tark.
Yes, indeed.
And Tark style was the running rebs. They were up
and down the floor.
Fast break.
That was my style. I'll run with the best of them. And that's
a second offense.
That was one thing about Wichita State, when we had myself, Antoine, Ozell Jones, the three bigs would run with the guards, and they was like, this ain't we have preseason conditioning.
Oh man!
And I remember we used to have to run the golf course.
Okay, right up the street.
So I used to run the golf course, and I beat everybody back. And then Coach Smithson thought I was cheating, cutting the course off. So he had Coach Shore and Coach Jones posted out on the golf course. Me, in San Diego, we ran the canyons. So running on a flat golf course was like, oh man, this is a piece of cake. Yeah. I used to eat that golf course up, and I loved it. So he posted on the golf course. And Coach Jones came back and told Coach Smithson, "Hey, that kid is running his tail off. Oh, hey, He ain't cutting no corners. He just beating everybody. He's like, no, it's impossible. But you know what though? I lost. I came in. I lost one time the whole 3 years I was there, and I lost one time to Xavier because I caught a cramp, and I came in second.
Nah.
The whole time we ran, whenever we ran, I was always first. I beat the guards, and they couldn't believe I was beating the guards around the course and anything we did. And then also when we run in sprints, I'm running with the guards.
Unbelievable.
Myself, Antoine, and Xavier, and Ozell Jones. We were, our biggest thing was who was going to get down court to get the dunk first.
Listen.
I mean, we get a rebound, you throw that rebound, you throw that outlet, you just trying to get in that lane to get that dunk. And we used to have, back in the day, they used to have rebound meters. Everybody, how many rebounds they get in the game.
Okay.
We had dunk meters. How many dunks we gonna get in the game? We was like, okay, that's one. We were average about 8 dunks a game. We were before 5 slammer jammer.
Y'all were, man. Y'all and that was perfect. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I know you remember this, Cliff. I think this was probably about we were getting ready to leave out there and go to Howard, but there was a big dude about 6'10", 6'11", Greg Dreiling.
Yes, indeed, big Greg
went to Cape and Mount Carmel,
and
he slim, big man, down low, played in the pivot, but he was boxy.
Yep.
And because Wichita State was going on, he could have gone anywhere. He signed, but listen.
Well, let me just say this. It was KU was so scared and afraid of us.
Okay.
Because for 3 years in a row, we got the top recruits. Antoine came to us, Carl Papke came to us, and then we got Aubrey Sherrod and Greg Dreiling, and they were recruiting all of those guys. They lost 3 years in a row. So when I say we were. And my sophomore year, we were the #1 team in the country. We were AP UPI #1. I remember when we went over to Hawaii. We came back from Hawaii. Then they posed sanction on us because they said we were cheating, and it all transpired when we beat KU and to go to the Elite 8.
Yep.
When we beat them with the shot that hurt around Kansas. They called NCAA on us, and they tried to find something, and this is why I knew it was bogus and it was them, because whenever the NCAA get on you, you cannot just transfer no schools. If you transfer somewhere else, you still got to sit out.
Yeah.
They told all of us if we transfer,
you could play.
You could play right away.
I see.
So Greg ended up going to KU.
Kansas. Greg Dreiling.
You wanted to get Aubrey, Antoine, and Greg Dreiling. So everybody ended up staying except for Greg Dreiling. He left, and I went to the league. But they wanted to break us up, so then they put us on probation for 3 years because that was X's freshman year. It was his freshman year, so he would graduate before they go to the tournament again.
Right.
It was crazy, but like I said, that's how they the big state on the top. Because they're used to getting all the recruits, and when Wichita State started coming up, which was a mid-major, playing big leagues, they like, no, we can't. We got to get rid of this. Same thing happened to the football team the same way.
Oh, come on! I was a living witness. I
know you live with it. The same thing. The football team started coming up because I'm telling you something. I used to live and die for that football team. Prince McJunkins was my guy. Jumpy Williams was my guy. Darren Wilson was my guy. You had
Ruben Eccles.
You had Ruben Eccles. They had a hell of a team.
We had some ball. Willie Jeffries brought black talent to Wichita, Kansas that ain't been there before nor since.
Well, it's like this. Hey, we did the same. They did the same thing on the basketball side. They were used to, a lot of white talent and not a lot of urban guys.
Yeah.
That's when the basketball team brought in urban guys. They seen a change when Coach Jefferson came in there. He brought in some pistol whippers, boy.
Hey, now Cliff, Slim want to ask you some things about the NBA. We got to move because I don't want to keep you all night. But listen,
for real, come on now.
But when we talking Hillside and 21st Street.
Yes, indeedy.
When you come up toward that golf course, and I know you know, Cliff,
13th, that's out the 13th Street.
Come on now, you pass right by the baseball field.
Yes,
I used to go up there and watch Joe Carter hit some thunderous shots. You remember?
The baseball team had great teams because they had some brothers that can play, and then they had some white pitchers that was pitching out of this world.
Listen, that was an exciting time.
All I know is in the 80s, Wichita State had every sport on lock.
Yeah.
We were winning in every. We won the conference in basketball. We won the conference in football. We won it in baseball. Like I said, they had to change that up, boy, because it wasn't gonna be fair because that mid-major was coming to get on their tail.
All right, Slim.
So, being an announcer for the Chicago Bulls, the big three, as it is, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic. And Patrick Williams, if you want to add him into for some, defensive help.
You got to add the young boy now.
Got to, Coach. Where do you see the Chicago Bulls as playoff season comes? Do you see them as a potential, title contender? Are we playing tournament, first seed, second seed?
I'm like this. I call it like it is. I don't care what it is. I'm an ambassador for the Bulls. I represent the Bulls a lot, but I think there will be division contenders.
Okay.
Division contenders. I don't know how they're going to get to the conference contenders because I think there's still a solid big man, and a slashing 4 away from getting there. Right now, what's his name? Green, number 24. He's developing right now to be that slashing 4. You got Vukovic and you got
Pat Will.
Yeah. No, not Patrick Williams.
Not Patrick Williams.
No. DeAndre. They got DeAndre. So they're okay at that position, but they're not really solid. Like they're solid at the 2 and the 3. The 1 is still working on. You got a young boy, his second year out of Illinois. I never can say his name. His name is what's his name? I can never say his name.
It ain't Kobe.
No. Kobe White is. They've put Kobe White on the back burner because of this young boy's talent coming up.
Okay.
And what is his name? It's his second year. It's his second year. He's starting now. The
Caruso.
No, not Caruso. No, it's a brother. It's a brother. He's African guy. He's got the dreads. Oh, I can't think of I can't say his name, but he's been playing. He's coming along well. He's still developing, and I don't think he's ready yet, but I think he's going to be a player. Kobe White, to me, is a player that they tried to change his game this first year to be more of a 3-point shooter, which he really didn't fit into that role, and he fell backwards. Then the second year he got hurt.
Yep.
So now you got to look toward what's going to happen in the future. So they started bringing this young guy in. So Kobe is the odd man out right now. But do I think Kobe can play? Hell yes. If he goes somewhere else, he's going to be a hell of a player. And what they have to do is package him to get that missing piece. Once they package him to get that missing piece, they'll be okay. But right now they want too much for him. So no one's really willing to give up a whole lot for him. But he's going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be one hell of a player when he, because this is going to his third year right now.
Cliff, you won championships, 2 of them with the Bulls.
Yes, sir.
The all-star lineup with the GOAT, Michael Jordan. Okay. Yes. You were coached by the GOAT, the great Phil Jackson. Now, Los Angeles Lakers, as we speak, can't throw rice at starving birds.
Lord.
I like that, starving birds.
So clear. You played for the
Songdenberg.
man. I'm going to ask you this. And Russell Westbrook is a shell of himself. So I'm going to ask you this. You put Phil Jackson, a man I know you know well, you put Phil Jackson in charge of the Lakers right now. What would Phil Jackson do to right that ship, to get that thing going in the right direction? You played for it.
Well, the first thing you got to do is know your personnel. Okay. And that's one thing Phil knew, his personnel. He knew what every player was going to do in any given time and put them in position to succeed.
Okay.
I don't think Westbrook is a piece for them with that team.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Well, Westbrook is a one-man wrecking crew. And he's always been on a team where he has had to have the ball. He's a ball dominant point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been successful almost everywhere he's went.
Okay.
His most successful years was when he was OKC.
Absolutely.
And the reason why, he had a young core with Durant and Harden, and everybody was playing well, but there wasn't enough balls for them.
Okay.
That's why Harden left. Then he goes and leaves OKC and go to
Houston. Come to Houston.
Now, Houston had already had established stars.
Okay.
OKC did not. They did not. So now he goes to established stars, and now he's taking the ball out of a lot of guys' hands.
Okay.
So after a while, it's okay in the beginning, but after a while, it gets old. And guys get like, man, look here, I can't play with this dude. So now he has to leave. He goes to DC.
Yeah, he went to Washington.
Yeah. With Wall and Beal.
And Beal. Mm-hmm.
So now, once again, he goes to where his superstars are already established. At the 2 and the 3, and they need a 1 who's going to take some of the heat off of them and get them the ball when they need it.
Okay.
Well, the ball gets buried with Russell. Once again, they're not getting their shots in like they were. They're griping, and you know what's going to happen?
Somebody got to leave.
He got to go. So he got to go.
Yep.
We were better off without him. So he goes to the Lakers. Lakers are playing well the same way. You got 2 ball dominant guys on one team. It ain't going to work. You got LeBron James
and Anthony Davis.
Okay.
So now you got 2 ball dominant guys. Now they're clashing, and they're not getting the ball. Then LeBron will pass the ball and get guys involved. Russell's gonna get his.
Okay.
He's going to get his. He's going out there every night to get his, and then afterwards he'll get everybody else. And then he goes down there and tries to take rebounds out of the big guys' hands, and now the big guys aren't getting their numbers, so it becomes a problem.
The man can't shoot no jumpers. He throw up more bricks than a mansion in
Wait a minute.
You're wrong there. He's a decent shooter. He's
Coach,
a decent shooter.
Clip. Russell Westbrook beat Oscar Robertson's record, averaging about 11 rebounds a game. Yes, he may not have a 40% three-point shot, but it's not terrible.
Now let me go back. Let me go back. Once again, it's the me syndrome, not the we. You can't win championships. You cannot win without the others. I'm gonna tell you that because I'm a Jordan heir. Okay. I'm one of Jordan heirs.
All right.
We all shared that light, but you know what though? That man made sure he put people around him to help him succeed. When playing with Jordan was the easiest thing in the world. Just know where he wants to know where all 9 guys are at any time on the floor.
Okay.
He wants to know where all 4 of his guys on the floor are for his bailouts.
Okay.
Russell does not look for bailouts. He don't have bailouts.
Okay.
So when Jordan gets it tough, everybody gravitates to Jordan. He knows Pac's gonna be in the right corner. He's dropping the ball to Pac. He knows BJ is going to be to the left if BJ's in the game. He knows Scotty is going to be in mid range, mid
on the block somewhere,
mid baseline. So he knew where everybody's going to be.
Okay.
So he knew how to drop the ball off and get his assists plus get his points. Now, it was always an unwritten rule. The first half of the game, you guys shoot as much as you want. Get your points in. Get whatever you want to get in. If you ever notice, if you ever go back and watch an old Bulls game, you'll see everybody trying to get their points in at the end of the quarter, going toward the end of the second quarter, because the unwritten rule is the second half,
a micro
mine and get the hell out the way. So you knew first half, you got your chance to get your numbers. If you didn't get it, it's your fault.
Cliff.
Second half, I got us.
Cliff, you played with the legend. You were there at practice, game, kicked it in the restaurant, in the club. Tell us a Michael Jordan story. Tell us one of your favorite Michael Jordan stories.
All right, I got one.
All right.
We were in practice, and in practice, we used to go at each other in practice. I mean, we go at each other. Scotty and I almost get in a fight every night. Every day in practice. Dennis Hobson and Jordan always in each other's face.
Okay.
It was a dogfight every day. Paxson and BJ going at it because BJ felt he should be starting over Paxson, but he didn't start over Paxson because of they needed the political part of that.
Okay.
That's another story. So we in practice going at each other, and in practice we can talk as much trash when you win. So we going at it, and then Phil called a timeout. They went there, they huddled. We went to our huddle, and we were scrimmaging. And Jordan said right before the timeout, right when we going to our timeouts, he said the ball's gonna go into Stacey King. I'm gonna steal it from him and go down and dunk it. I looked at him like, "What the hell are you talking about?" So we go to the huddle. We come out of the huddle, and we playing.
Okay.
Ball goes down and balls go. We're going back and forth. About the third time I look at Jordan like this. You give him that face.
Yeah.
The next play, the ball went to Stacey King. I swear it was like slow motion. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Went into Stacey King. He told me Stacey King is gonna go middle and come back baseline. I'm gonna steal it and go down and dunk it. And no sooner than that ball went to Stacey King, I'm like, no. And he went middle, baseline. Jordan went baseline, stole it, and went down and dunked it. And he looked at me like this.
Here's that three again, and just let us know that, hey, I'm
feeling it. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, and it was like that's when you knew that black cat has been here before. He's been on this earth. He's played this game. He's played every minute.
I said, me and Slim have this argument all the time. Slim say LeBron the best because he can play all five positions, guard all five positions. Why is Michael Jordan the best, in your opinion? Last question before we let you go.
Well, difference between LeBron and Michael. I mean, I think LeBron will be the greatest one day. I think he will be, but I don't think he's the greatest now. He's still behind Kobe. He's still behind Kobe. It's only thing only thing LeBron doesn't have is that killer. And what I mean by that is you put the ball in Michael's hands, Kobe's hands, at the end of a game, they're going to finish it. You put the ball in LeBron's hands, he's going to create for someone else to finish. That's the difference.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's fair. He's going to go and he's going to make that happen for someone else. You remember Kyrie in the corner when they won the championship? Boom.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not like, and everybody's expecting him to finish.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that kind of panache.
Yeah. Okay.
He has the basketball IQ that everybody's gonna come to me, and when everybody come to me, I got to get to somebody who can finish. Okay. He knows the guys who's going to finish. Now, his basketball IQ is off the chart, without a doubt.
Okay.
But I don't think he has that. Either we're gonna swim or we're gonna drown by this last shot I'm gonna take. I'm going to take. Not I'm going to give to someone. I'm going to take. That's
okay, Cliff. Okay, Cliff. And I said it before. Now I got to ask you this. So, hey,
come on.
So says Cliff Livingston, who's the last two teams standing in the finals.
Who?
So says Cliff Livingston, who's the last two teams standing in the NBA finals.
It's too early. It's too early. It's definitely too early because you got to take in consideration right now. The best two teams in the beginning is always something happens when it comes to injuries, or personnel.
Okay,
clash. So I really don't pay attention to the NBA standings until after December.
Okay.
December, toward the end of December, going around Christmas time, that's when you see teams are starting to really develop and the real true identity.
Okay.
Runners, you think about it. You remember when Golden State went that hell of a year and then they didn't win the championship.
Yeah. They broke the record.
Right. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the beginning who wins or at the end of the season. Who has the best record? It's who's gelling at playoff time.
It's playoff time. Okay.
Everything else doesn't matter.
Well, hey, well, brother.
I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Not for Slim. I got a question for Slim. Slim, you remember when Klay Thompson? This I want you to do some homework on this one. When Klay Thompson broke the single game quarter record.
When he hit 13 threes in the second,
right? In one quarter. Quarter. Whose record did they say he broke?
Dale Curry, right?
Nope.
Ray Allen?
I'm putting you on the spot. Nope. You got to go way back before that. See, I've seen
who?
George Gervin.
Nice man.
Okay, all right. That was gonna be my fourth guess.
Now, let me tell you why it's really not. It's just a new record. It's a new record. I don't care what no one says. It's a new record because George Gervin scored that many points and there was no 3-point line.
That's right. They didn't have a 3-point.
So and then with the new NBA, they don't let you touch players. George Gervin had to get himself up off the ground and go shoot free throws every time. So he earned it the hard way.
Yeah. Okay.
Klay just sat out there and just shot threes.
Yeah.
So
spot up shooter.
It wasn't, I'm gonna put something on your mind. Because back in the day, if you hit 2 shots on me in a row, that third shot you shoot, now the third shot you're gonna get slapped in the face.
Okay.
And then you go to the line and shoot free throws. You know, I don't want. I'm not trying to take up all your time, but I got one more story for you.
I don't care, Coach. Keep going, man. Keep it going. Please. We'll cut it up in 2 parts like we did with Mark Trezman last week.
My second year in the league. See, back then, guys used to send messages to you.
Okay.
It was about the mental game, not just the physical. It was the mental game. Playing against New Jersey Nets. Daryl Dawkins played for New Jersey Nets. You know, I'm young, hype, full of I'm just jittery. I'm just going. I got off his rebound, went up and dunked it hard. Bam! Daryl told me, "Good one, young fella. Don't do that again." I'm like, okay. I got another one. Went up and dunked it hard. Bam! It's another good one. He's a good one, but I told you don't do that again. I got a third offensive rebound. I went up. He grabbed me out of the air and threw me to the floor. And stepped over me, told me, I told you don't do that again. My family up in the stands. Don't try to embarrass me.
Chocolate Thunder.
No, that's a regular foul. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's different back then. That was a regular foul. So I had to get up and shoot the free throws. I'm hurting, but I shot the free throws. Now, we played them 2 weeks later. I get a breakaway steal. He's chasing behind me. We in Detroit. Man, I couldn't get. It seemed like I was forever trying to get to that free throw line, get to that basket, to the other end. And I stole it. I stole it at the top of the circle, and he chasing behind me. I remember him running behind me, and I got to just past the free throw line. I just took off. I'm just like, I'm going to go get this. And I just barely squeaked down through my fingertips. But all I can remember was him grabbing me and throwing me to the ground. That's all I can remember. And that right there was the scariest thing in my life. And that put something in my mind. Now, if someone would have hit Klay Thompson in his mouth, across his face, it's a different look at that basket now.
All day.
So that's why I say with George Gervin, they snatched him out of the air. And I mean, they would foul him, knock him to the ground, but that was it. So
unbelievable. Well, listen. I appreciate it. Me and Slim appreciate it. We had to get somebody that knew the basketball inside and out, and you have enlightened us again. Cliff, man, it's so good to see you, brother. So good to see you.
Likewise, yeah. This has been a long time coming. It's been we've been talking for about a year trying to get this to happen, and with my schedule and everything, I'm coaching down in Kokomo, Indiana. Coaching a minor league team called the Kokomo Bobcats.
The Bobcats, how they faring?
Well, our first year was the first year of the team in the league. I was the head coach, and we ended up playing in our division finals, and we lost the division finals. And then last year was the second year team, and we ended up fourth out of 44 teams. The first year was we ended up fourth out of 24 teams.
Okay.
Last year we ended up fourth out of 44 teams. We made it to the Final Four. We were one game away from going to the finals. So
fantastic.
And I've gotten 6 guys get contracts overseas, and I got 3 guys looks at the G League. So that's all. I'm just trying to help these young guys obtain their dreams and follow their dreams.
Well, hey, man, and I know you're doing a hell of a job of it. Cliff, man, listen, man. Now, don't be no stranger, brother. We got to have you back. There's still a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole lot, boy. I got Larry Bird story for you next time.
I'm going to hold you to that, bro. We got to have you back.
All right, okay.
God bless you, man. God bless you, Cliff. And, man, thanks so much, Cliff. I sure enough appreciate it.
Y'all make sure y'all take care, all right?
Yeah, man, take care, Cliff. Thanks, man. Yeah. Wow.
Your Chicago Bulls.